Good morning. We are continuing our look at different Psalms this week. For the next few weeks, especially those leading up to Thanksgiving, we are going to be looking at different Psalms. Ones that I've always found interesting or that have deep meaning to my life or lives of people that I know. Last week we looked at Psalm 136. We talked about how God is with us through all things, that his love for us, as Psalm 136 tells us, endures forever. And this week we're moving just a few chapters over to Psalm 139. God's love endures forever is what Psalm 136 teaches us. And Romans 139, though, is this beautiful poetic thing written to show us that God, in his infinite knowledge of who we are, knowing everything we're ever going to do, everything we've ever done, still loves us, still chooses us, still desires a relationship with us. Psalms 139, verses 1 through 24 says this: "You've searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. If only you, God, would slay the wicked. Away from me, you who are bloodthirsty. They speak of you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor those who are in rebellion against you? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God. Know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me and lead me in the way everlasting." David wrote this psalm, and here's quite possibly the most beautiful description ever put on paper of how God sees us, understands us, and what our response to God should always be. David starts out by explaining that God, as our creator, has searched us and he knows us. That he knows before we even do what we're going to do. He knows us before we lie down and before we're going to get up. He knew that we were going to lie down and when we were going to get up. Every word that comes to our mind, God knows it before we even speak it. There is no place on this earth, above this earth, below this earth, no dimension, part of this universe that we could travel to, according to what David is saying here, where he will not already be there waiting for us. He is everywhere, and everywhere he is, he knows everything about you and about me. He knows every good deed, and he knows every dark thought, everything we thought in passing, every time we chose sin. This can be an almost inconceivable idea for us today. To fully come to an understanding of what this actually means, what it means when we say that God knows everything. He understands everything about us, everything that we have done and everything that we will do. But it's important when you spend time with this passage to understand that this is the idea that's being laid before us. Because if God understands you completely, everything about you, from your smallest skin cell to the largest problem that you're ever going to have in your life, if he knows and understands all of that, that before you were even born, he knew those things. What does that mean about Jesus? I mean, really think about it. God sent Jesus to this earth to die on a cross for your sins and my sins, knowing full well everything that you and everything that I would ever do wrong. Every mistake that we would ever make, every bad choice and bad decision we would ever commit, God knows already. And yet he still sent Jesus. He still sent a part of himself to teach us how life should really be lived, to teach us how to love, and to die on a cross, so that those things that we've done that we don't like that we did, those mistakes that we've made, those sins in our lives could be forgiven. And that's beautiful. That's true love. That's what love really is. David ends this psalm by praying a few simple verses. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me, and lead me in your way everlasting. We need to live out those verses. Live like David did, giving God free reign over our lives to search us and to show us. To show us the areas of our life that we need to fix, the areas of sin in our hearts. To search our anxious thoughts and ways and be that bright light that God is. Show us all of the things that are part of who we are, that are offensive to who he is, so that we can remove them and he can lead us into life everlasting. As you go about the rest of your week, pray that prayer. That God would shine a light into your life. Show you everything in your life that needs to change. Every mistake you're making, every sin, every bad thing. That he would show it to you and help you walk away from it all, so that you can walk in his life everlasting. Have a great rest of the week.